to get ahead but keep the pressure on, because the stakes are a lot higher today.
Yeah, I mean, they're at the right end of the competition now in the quarterfinals, and today's the day where you, like you pointed out, you don't relax now until you've got the right score ahead.
Yeah. But it's all looking a bit easy for them at the moment. There appears to be no opposition at this stage. So Samurai already, I think one of the officials has gone on and put 2 fingers up, so I'm sure that's a 2-minute warning rather than an expression of dismay or disgust. Yeah. Bill Mason, one of the organisers, out there chatting with the referee, so maybe the bus got lost on the way to the stadium. So Samurai, one of the teams that have been consistent attendees here at Hong Kong over the years, and it's, I think today Hong Kong's put on a slightly better day in terms of the players for the 2018 GFI Hong Kong Football Club teams. There's a bit of cloud cover, so it takes a little bit of the heat out of the day. They were struggling a bit yesterday in 28 degrees and bright sunshine.
Yeah, it looks like the clouds are just coming over, because it was pretty bright blue skies again in Hong Kong, which is not what you often see, but I'm sure it'll build towards a little bit of rain and drizzle at the weekend.
Yeah, no, we've actually gone through a very sustained period of good weather here in Hong Kong. It's just coming out of the nice dry, low humidity of winter into the, what can be steamy, wet and sticky spring. So it's been pretty good so far. So it's fingers crossed it stays this way. And the forecast for the weekend for the 7th is a slight lowering of the temperatures too. So that should help the players.
Yeah, certainly the Sevens teams will be happy with a slightly cooler temperature. However, those teams going on to the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, this is a good climate to get used to, because it's very similar to what we're experiencing on the Gold Coast at the moment. It's around the late 20s, early 30s at the moment.
I believe you're living down there now, Ben. How are you enjoying that?
Yeah, it's been really good actually, but live there on the Gold Coast, and just really been helping try and grow grassroots rugby there. And I work with Bond University, coaching their women's sevens program at the moment. There's a good national tournament that happens later on in the year.
Yeah, you saw a demonstration game here before the Cup quarterfinals started with 2 women's teams playing. How did you see the standard of the rugby out there?
Yeah, look, it was great. Seeing the Laos team run around, move around. It shows that rugby's is really reaching out at the moment. But I think we're seeing some really good growth in the women's game, and actually the quality of the game on the field is improving year by year.
And that bodes well for spectator interest. And the one thing that impressed me about that game was the quality of the handling. The ball skills were extremely good. The commitment to the tackle was good. Towards the end and the heat, a few mistakes were being made, but generally the standard of the passing particularly was very high, and that's, I think, one of the huge improvements in the women's game in recent years. It's comparable to the men now.
It is, and there was an argument before that should the women play with a slightly smaller ball, but I think what we're seeing is it's not really necessary. They're very capable using the size 5, and they move it really well, and that's through the age groups as well. It's not just the senior girls; the junior girls are doing the same.
Yeah. Does that sort of come with living in Australia now? You have discussions about altering the balls.
Now, World Rugby were looking at it for a while because of the kicking and the passing, but I think from an outside looking in, they stuck with the 5, and I think it's worked. It's just a matter of time getting used to playing with a rugby ball, which has not been the norm for the girls growing up, whereas now it really is. We're finding in Australia now, sevens is the go-to game.
Interesting. Very well avoided my flippant attempt to attack an Englishman living in Australia on cricket grounds. With New Zealand having just beaten England in a Test series, and of course everyone's seen Australia's shame plastered all over the world news. So
yeah, it's a bit
lucky
unfortunate.
rugby
really.
doesn't have controversies like that.
No, and hopefully that'll last. But, it was an unfortunate time with the cricket, really, with I guess Australia on show at the moment with the Commonwealth Games just kicking off last night.
Clearly an argument for not having pockets in sports equipment. Although as a kid growing up in New Zealand, we could never understand why the English people had pockets in their shorts, and we were told it's so where they kept their board lollies for half time. So.
I'd almost say keep your hands warm, but I think
yeah. Well, true, that's probably a far better reason.
I think now that we've seen that's completely changed, is not seeing shorts and pockets anymore. The style of the short has changed dramatically.
Now, all the flippancy cast aside now, because we do have two teams on the pitch, and King's College have turned up, so it will be Samurai to restart. King's College receiving two more of the juggernauts of the Hong Kong Football Club GFI teams doing battle in the second cup quarter-final of the day.
Watch the game.
To kickoff. Filled well. Clearance just beyond halfway. King's College seemingly prepared to play a territory game.
Again, a good option though, just to get themselves into the game, and you're not going to want to let this Samurai team play around in your own 22. You clear your lines and play them in their own half.
And I guess if the game's about creating pressure, you have to decide the way you want to do it. You may feel better able to build pressure with your defence than having the ball on attack to start with.
The kick is a great option as long as you're kicking away from the sweeper. You're kicking smart.
Samurai just moving it wide here now. Patiently probing. Strong defence by King's College at this stage. Good line speed moving up in the middle of the park, but Samurai clearing to the outside. Covers there though, good scrambling defence by King's College. Any problems here though if Samurai can move it wide quickly. The ball fumbled, but referee rules it went backwards.
You see King's College here applying no sweeper in their game plan at the moment, which is interesting. But you're seeing the Samurai team at the moment spreading the ball from touchline to touchline. They're going to find opportunity with their footwork when they do that.
The big boys deciding it was time to truck it up a bit, but unfortunately Joeli Vidiaki running out of space near the sideline there, but in position now, running at the soft underbelly of the inside backs. Samurai going wide. Oh, strong running, but an even stronger tackle from Josh Birch, I believe. Samurai patient in possession. Oh, lovely pass out of the back of the hand, and the speedster front row, big Joe Vidiaki Jr. goes in 15 metres from the uprights and gives Samurai the first try.
It's simple rugby from Samurai, just one keeping hold of the ball, but like I said before, using the width, and eventually they're just running out of numbers. It was a bit of an error in defence stepping in, but they had the numbers there, the Samurai.
Yeah, and all it takes is one big guy confronting the line and forcing two tacklers into the tackle situation that leaves the space on the outside, and exploiting it well, Samurai, once they'd created that opportunity. And a good conversion there from Levi Kanikoda. Right. We discussed before the game the Samurai propensity to score the first try and take the foot off the accelerator, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, I mean, often in sevens we used to target 21 points, and I think it's probably another smart rule of thumb here. You know, they don't want to really take the foot off the gas until they've got at least the 21-point mark.
Again, Samurai kicking deep, which is different to most. Nice long return though there from number 15 of King's College.
Ollie, behind the flag!
Okay, not many supporting players in back of defence, so Samurai forced to return the ball, but net gain to King's College. So now feed to the line out on the Samurai 10-metre mark.
That was a thundering clearance. It was huge. He must have caught a good pocket of wind there, but
yeah, we've got the fans going in the stand here, which makes you feel like there's a nice breeze out on the pitch, but fortunately there wasn't that much wind. Oh, nice line. And still good retention in the tackle by ball out wide now to Josh Birch. Oh, intercepted, but great piece of handling skill there from Emosi Lukago. But he was, unfortunately not able to keep his balance and stepping over the touchline with a broad smile on his face. So
he read it well, didn't he? He just couldn't quite use his twinkle toes to keep him in the field of play.
You could see the humour in the situation though, so good to see. Samurai defence seems strong. Okay. Now we've had another attempt at intercept, but only one hand to it, and they're very harsh in the shorter forms of the game. If you slap the ball, and you don't recover it, you're going to spend time in the sin bin. So.
Yeah, I mean, one tactic to use against any team, Fijian team you're playing is the keep ball tactic, because they start to get frustrated, and obviously they love playing with ball in hand. They're not necessarily so disciplined and patient in defence. And King's College here just keep the ball, just don't make any silly plays. Just keep building the pressure.
Good accurate line out. Ball taken down well by Thomas Lassen. The Kings pressure on the plate down there. Kings choosing to confront, try and draw the defence, and they're going wide. Oh, it was a very, very wise option. Good decision, but the execution of the pass was just a bit aggressive. Great opportunity for Kings gone begging.
Yeah, it's such a shame. Like, the space was there, execution not quite there, but they're still in a good strong position here in inside Samurai's 22.
A little burst of adrenaline there as the ball left his hands, just propelled it a couple of metres further than he wanted it. Oh, a great contest by Kings in the line-out, turning over. Samurai throw, and Samurai managing to rip the ball away. Interesting ruling by the referee there. Long way from our commentary position, but Samurai seem to have stolen the ball on that ball.
Yeah, I think they stripped it and dotted straight down, so they've given away the scrum, but I think happier there than a driving ball on their own line.
College still with a numerical advantage. The Samurai being forced to have 5 in the scrum, so it means they've got a back line that's 4 on 3 here. Can they exploit that? Oh, taking the inside break when the man on the outside is marked. Josh Birch throws a wide pass, and we've got into such a strong tackle there. We saw Luke Cuxley going in the corner, seemingly about to score a try. It's a very strong tackle.
Yeah, it did look marginal. I think tacklers come out on top there, but again, the Kings can just be patient here. They're in the right area of the field. Another turnover line out here, can see them go over.
Get a throw there for Samurai. Still got to deal clearing the ball 2 metres from their own line. Okay, cleared right up the middle of the field. Jock Campbell brings it back. Happy to confront. Create the breakdown. Kings in a sustained period of possession here. Creating pressure inside the Samurai 22. Stepping, but not much urgency. So to break the Samurai defence, they're going to need to be a little more aggressive. Okay, do we see space on the outside again? Oh, he's missed everyone, and a slow bounce pass. again driven across the corner. This time it was Campbell Wakely, the number 2 jersey.
No need for the wide pass, is there? You've got hands, use them. Keep asking questions of the defence. They had them so stretched. One more pass, that would have been an easy try for them.
It was 4 on 2, and all you've got to do in that situation is run straight, confront the defender in front of you. He has to make a decision. Do I commit to the tackle, leaving the next guy out in space, or do I run off, leaving the gap for you to run through and score? And that wide pass makes it too easy for the defence to slide. That's a better clearance from Samurai, and bouncing just on the sideline. So good chase too, prevents the quick throw. So it was
touched by Kings as well there. So Samurai come away with the line.
They got the Quinella there.
No, actually.
Might explain the strange flight of the ball. Actually, the fact that it was touched. Samurai back in position after defending for seemingly
always wins here.
part of the second half of this
always wins here,
half.
but then they always
They
lose
all
to
put points in the ball. The clock's down to 0. Ball's through their hand. The referee's ruled it's gone backwards, so still in position with Samurai. Slowing down, make the composure. Just coming in from out wide. Strong defence from Kings. Okay, great opportunity here for Samurai. And unfortunately, again, we see a terrible decision made. Man unmarked on the outside, runs into contact, and allows Kings just to force the forward pass in the transfer.
Kings have got away lightly there, haven't they? I mean, that's a great result for them because they don't go 2 scores down the first half. It's just the one, but you're just seeing the difference at the moment is the way Samurai moving the ball. If you see that, it's just simple hands. They're just taking the player out of the game and moving the ball well. And I think Kings, if they start doing that, they're going to find more opportunity than what they're getting at the moment with these big missed passes.
Yeah. It's sad. I mean, Kings had 5 minutes on attack in the Samurai 22 without coming away with points, and they looked to almost concede there, but good scrambling defence helped them. But you have to say it was a very poor decision by the Samurai attack that allowed them back into the
Yeah, I think sometimes you got to understand what time you've got in the game. It's that tactical awareness there, like they're in complete control. The clock has finished, so it's the end of the half. But just hold on, one more breakdown there, and I think we'd have seen Samurai come away with 2 scores.
I can't recall a player that had the ball there in that last movement, but he was certainly a lot bigger than a scrum half or a fly half. So I think it may have been a case of one of the hard-working forwards relishing an opportunity to take some physical contact on the smaller opponents, and unfortunately missing an opportunity in doing so.
It's interesting as well, because a lot of the time the Fijian boys, they back themselves with that type of play. It's what they love doing, taking 2 tacklers out of the game and just leaving the ball in the air for his teammate.
So again, we have seen what has prevailed yesterday. Samurai getting off to a quick start, scoring the first points, and being dragged back into the game by a determined opponent. So be interesting. It's been their pattern to score first, Samurai. If Kings College can get the first try on the board here, it'll be game on for sure.
I think in the end, Kings had quite a lot of the possession in that first half, and again, if they can keep the ball and keep applying the pressure, I'm sure that we're going to see a close encounter in this second half.
Yeah, then you see the games where one team's forced to defend for long periods. They run out of gas, but that won't be the case here. They've had equal share of position. Strong tackle. See Thomas Varson making his presence known early. Both teams similar tactics, happy to clear from inside the 22, but Samurai not recalling that actually passed the ball back into the 22, so the line-out takes place where the kicker kicked the ball from here. So little mistake, but a strategic edge to Kings here.
It is good attacking opportunity now. Let's hope they can use the ball wisely.
Nice one-handed tap off the top. Oh, sloppy pass though by Kings, puts them under pressure. The referee though has ruled the back line for Samurai were not back the required 10 metres.
Oh, go!
Okay, we saw a very unselfish pass there from Jock Campbell to his number 2 Campbell Wakely, but just as he shaped a pass, you saw the defender drift off. The big avenue open up, so he possibly could have strolled through there on his own and scored a little close to the post, but I believe he'll be taking the kick, so he can have a chat to himself about that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have strolled through there, but I think the positive is they came away with a well-deserved try. It was quick thinking, and Fijians just a little bit of sleep there.
And maybe in a situation like that, you're better to go through with what you'd planned and do it accurately than to try and change your mind halfway through a pass, which can often end up in disaster. Maybe a Fijian intercept and a try at the other end of the field. So another restart. Samurai content to clear to touch. This time gaining the metres from the kick. Yeah, different game. We talked about Kings scoring early and changing the nature of this game. 2-point margin now, 7-5.
Yeah, I think Samurai getting caught here trying to play Kings' game. I'd quite like to have seen them run that ball. There wasn't a lot of pressure off the kickoff.
Yeah. And again, it's possession, and getting back possession in this game is difficult. So when the ball's kicked to you, you should take advantage of it.
It is, and it's playing into their strengths. The Fijians' strength is keeping the ball in hand and running.
Kings probing. Again using the boot. Okay, Samurai happy to let that ball bounce across the touchline. They'll some of their players slowing down, walking back to the line out, catching their breath. A lot of substitutions at the moment. It's hard to tell who's on and who's off till the pieces of paper change hands.
I think currently that cloud cover's gone.
Okay, so we're stepping up the pace of the substitutions. Kings College going wide. Yeah, tackle, not a dangerous tackle, but slipping over the shoulder. So the rights rule these days, it's not legal to tackle that way, and penalties are Kings. Hard on attack now. Big overlap. If they look left, they seem to be probing in the areas where the Samurai's defence is strongest, and Samurai's worked aggressively at the breakdown there to. Okay, this is a tough call by the Samurai. Appeared to have been very strong and aggressive in their defence and driving over that ball, making it available himself, but the referee's come up with a ruling of hands in the ruck.
I'd like to see that again, because it looked like a very strong counter ruck by Samurai there, but even his hands on the floor, there was no one actually contesting with him at the time.
Yeah, so it was it appeared to be a tough decision, but the referee's a lot closer than we are.
Yeah, Kings just a bit of white line fever there. They'd have moved that ball under the post, they would have been in for an easy score.
Yeah, and they've now got a situation where they've got an extra man, but they choose to go right where they had one-on-one marking by Samurai. So Jock Campbell takes the ball into contact. Surely they'll know the space is out wide. Okay. Going back into the concentration of numbers again. I think there's probably a coach on the sideline tearing some hair out here. Hands in all the hands of Josh Burge. Should have cleared that ball. Okay, we're coming back for another penalty. Is the ruling this time? We're yet to receive the referee's signal. making it clear he's firmly in charge of this game. He's
kicking through the ruck, is it?
Again, for an old timer like me, using your feet in the ruck, it's painful to hear that described as a foul act. But you're not allowed to kick the ball through the other side of the ruck and disrupt the position of the other team. You put foot past it and heel it back. It's okay. Referee is looking like he may be losing a little patience with Samurai here, so they'll be keen to get away from this part of the field, and I think we should see Kings learning from their mistakes here and trying to exploit the open spaces. Okay, they're trying to manipulate the blind side. Akina. Pass fortunately missed by one player. Finds the hands of another Kings player. But again, running into the traffic. And it's big traffic. Okay. 9. Scott Gale decides to dummy and go in his zone. Samurai trying to hold it up here. The ball comes clear. Will they move it wide? Oh, and they're using the kick pass. It's a very accurate pass. Again, the strange bounce. Josh Walsh not able to go over. And finally we see Luke Caskelly over in the corner, but boy, they worked hard for that, did they, Ben?
They did. They're getting themselves a bit too flat here at the moment. They're looking for a pass, but the defence is coming out fast and not able to give themselves a bit more depth. They could have gone wide earlier, but it was a great option in the end. You do have to watch when you're putting in the kicks on this surface, because it does often sit up more than on normal grass, but you know, they had two guys there to cover it. It's a great finish.
Yeah, and you'd have to say that kick pass, perfectly weighted. If it had been on grass, it would have sat up, bounced in front of the runner. He had to turn quickly to retrieve the ball. He did very well to actually get to the ball before the Samurai defender, and they showed their patience and kept their heads and eventually got the try. So okay, a wide conversion unsuccessful. We see King's College ahead of Samurai 10 points to 7. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock, so next score is probably going to win this game. Some strong running here from Samurai. Referee's arms out, playing advantage for Samurai. Good, end of it. They've committed a few defenders. Should be some space out wide on the right for Samurai if they choose to go that way. Referee again signalling advantage. Strong run up the middle from Vitulai Tosabeto. Samurai importantly in control of possession here, with very little time on the clock. Oh, and busting the line. Round under the post for a try to Usate Matai. And eking out a few extra seconds on the clock. Just over a minute left, conversion to come. And interestingly, the ball's been thrown away, wasting a bit of time. Will the referee talk to them about this?
I think he's currently talking to the Kings players, not quite aware, but he's speeding up now.
But he's telling them to hurry up and take the kick, because I think if they take any longer, they won't be allowed to take the kick.
It looks like that score from Kings really woke Samurai up. I think they needed that to just reset themselves and, again, keeping ball for them in hand and playing to their strengths, which we've just seen them do. They're going to make Kings work hard, but Kings hung themselves just on their line there. There's no need to shoot out. Keep your line and keep your discipline.
Having to restart, 30 seconds left on the clock, so Kings will have one chance left in possession. 14-10 down, a try will win it for them at this stage. Again, Samurai milking every last second they can get out of that clock before they kick. The player seemingly taken in the air there from the kick, and a high tackle as well, so referee forced to make a penalty here. Kings player doesn't look too well, so the referees can allow time here for the player to be tended to. It's Jock Campbell that's taken the hit. So line out, last play of the game.
If Pajee was committed.
Good position off the top from Kings. Using the ball well. Josh Bursh in position. He's been one of the best attacking players for Kings today. They need to retain the ball here. Kicking it away is not an option. Okay, strong tackle there. Ball almost coming free. But Kings still taking it forward, committing the Samurai defence. Coming back to the blind side. Again, all strong tackle there. On the ball. The referee's happy with that. Some of the crowd and some of the sideline aren't. Oh, a kick through, but it's opened up. We've got Jock Campbell with the ball in possession. Pass is offloaded to number 8, Tom Sharp, and he goes over for the try. Time up on the clock. Kings College go ahead, 15 points to 14 with the conversion to come, but that's irrelevant. They're celebrating on the sideline because there's no way Samurai can come back. Debate with the referee here from the Samurai players, but their try has been awarded, the points count, and we have a result. It's the first big upset of the day.
Got to give it. Kings really stuck at it there, didn't they? They've given everything, and you know that was a great little kick at the end there. Found some very good space, and good to see that his teammate was actually on point and seen it. And good finish. I think Samurai really underperforming there. They're not playing to their strengths at all.
Well, I think we talked about it before the game. They get ahead and they relax, and it's cost them. And they got away with it in the first 2 matches on the first day of the tournament. But yeah, great option there. And we talked about keeping possession and not kicking it away. So that's the ultimate surprise tactic, isn't it?
Yeah, actually when I saw him kick, I was like, oh, what are you doing? But.
So that guy's gone from the doghouse to the penthouse in one quick manoeuvre. So Ben, thanks for your company and your expert comments here today. We'll just hand over to another UK rugby legend and Andy Good here. We might hear from you again later in the day.
Thanks very much. Enjoy the rest of the games.
Okay, next game coming up. We see the Kerr Club Pyrenees against Tradition YCAC. So a very distinctive YCAC in there.